My SRC, my pride. A glad welcome to this video. This is Jayapriya, working as Assistant Professor in PG and Research Department of Chemistry, Sithalakshmi Ramasamy College. In this video, we are going to see about polymers and their classification. Now let us go for the video. First of all, we are going to see the definition for a polymer. So polymer is a word which is derived from a Greek word meaning poly and mer. So poly is nothing but many and mer means units. So many units are called as a joined together called as a polymer. Means a macromolecule built from small repeating units. So there will be one repeating unit. That repeating unit we are calling it as a monomer. For example, we can take a polyethylene. So in polyethylene is a polymer. In that we have ethylene as a monomer unit. This monomer unit repeated continuously under some process forms the polyethylene, and polyethylene we are calling it as a polymer. Then we can classify the polymers on different bases. So on different bases, polymers are classified on the source, on the basis of monomer, on the basis of the process by which it is made, on the basis of the line structure in which it has been arranged, and also how it behaves to the temperature. So we are classifying the polymers under 5 categories. First, we are going to classify it based on the source. So, source is nothing but availability of the polymers. So, from where we are getting the polymer, we are classifying the polymer into 3 types. So, one is the natural polymer, and second one is the synthetic polymer, and third one is the semi-synthetic polymer. So, in the next slide, we are going to see it in a detail. Based on the source, the first type is the natural polymer. So the name itself defines you natural polymer comes from the nature. So nature is nothing but the plants and animals. So the polymers which we are getting from the plants and animals, we are calling it as a natural polymer. For example, starch. So starch is found in the leaves of the plants. It is getting from nature, so we are calling an starch as a natural polymer. Likewise, cellulose. So cellulose is found mostly in the cell wall of all the human beings and animals and plant cells. It is also a natural polymer. Here I had attached you the structure of a starch for your reference. And the next type is the synthetic polymer. Synthetic polymer is nothing but a man-made polymer. It is made by man artificially, mainly in the industries. So it is manufactured in industries for some commercial purposes. Example, polystyrene and nylon. So polystyrene, I had given you the structure of polystyrene. You can see that one monomer unit is there, and repeating the monomer unit, a polymer is formed. And nylon is also a commercial polymer. It is a man-made polymer. It is used as a rubber products. And finally, the semi-synthetic polymer. Semi-synthetic polymer is nothing but a natural polymer is there. In the natural polymer, we are going to add some man-made polymer. Have one of it compound as a natural polymer and other one is a synthetic polymer. Either the backbone can be a natural or pendant can be a natural. We can have a natural polymer as a backbone, or either a backbone as a natural, or else you can use a synthetic polymer as a backbone. So best example is the silicone. Here I have attached you the example silicone structure. You can see that CH3 and CH3 are natural groups and SiO is a synthetic group. So here in a synthetic group we are adding one natural group. So half is natural and half is a synthetic. So we are calling it as a semi-synthetic polymer. And the next type is based on the type of the monomer present in that polymer. So based on the monomer, we are dividing it into 2 types. One is the homopolymer and another one is the copolymer. Homopolymer is nothing but a polymer in which only one group will be repeated again and again. No other unit, only one type of monomer will be there in an entire unit. For example, in polystyrene, a styrene molecule is a monomer. That styrene molecules repeat after and after, forms a large polymer molecule. So no other monomer will be there. Only one type of monomer, then we are calling it as a homopolymer. Copolymer will be having two different types of monomers. So, variety of monomers we can attach here, and the polymer contains two different monomers. So, one monomer will be a for example, we can take a styrene butadiene. Here I have give you the structure. If you see the structure, you can see that two monomers. The one is a styrene and another one is the butadiene. So both combine to form a different polymer. That different polymer we are calling it as a copolymer. So if a molecule contains both the monomers or different types, then we are calling it as a copolymer. On the basis of how it has been manufactured, we are dividing a polymer into two types. One is the addition polymers and another one is the condensation polymer. These are the process by which the polymers are made. So if the polymer is made by addition, we are calling it as addition. So likewise, we are giving the name on the basis of the process. Let us see it in the detail. So additional polymers we are forming by product of self addition through a chain reaction. A chain reaction will be the main reaction. So in this reaction the addition polymer is formed how means by adding molecules. No byproducts will be formed in this reaction. This addition polymers are also called as a chain polymers. So molecular weight of a monomer, if we are multiplying the molecular weight of a monomer into number of monomers, we will be getting exactly the molecular weight of the polymer. So because why? Because means here it is only addition reaction taking place, no replacement or no substitutions or no other molecules will be removed, only the multiple taking places. That's why the addition polymers are come under the exactly the molecular weight of a monomer. For example, we can take a polystyrene. So polystyrene, one styrene molecule will be there. Other styrene molecules are added to that single molecule. So more and more monomers gets enlarged and forms a big polymer. Based on the process, the second type is the condensation polymer. So condensation polymer is nothing but a polymer which is formed as a combination of two different monomers. Here a byproduct will be formed, something will be eliminated while the process is going on. So that is the difference between the addition and the condensation polymer. In addition polymer, no molecules will be eliminated or come out as from the product. But in the condensation polymer, while the reaction is going on, some of the molecules will get eliminated or replaced or something will be taking place. For the condensation polymer, I had given you the nylon as an example. So nylon, I had given you the structure. You can clarify with that. Next, we are going to classify the polymers based on the line structure. Line structure is nothing but the backbone of the polymer. How it has been arranged, the structure of the polymer, how the line structure has been arranged, we are classifying it into three types. The first one is the linear polymer, and second one is the branched polymer, and third one is the cross-linked polymer. And now let us see what is the linear polymer. Linear polymer are nothing but a straight chain species. Units are connected in a chain arrangement. Chain will be having a two end. So the entire molecule will be like a chain arrangement attached to one to another. So they will be having a two ends, one end at this last and one end at that last. So we can give an example as a HDPE. HDPE is nothing but a high density polyethylene. The second type based on the line structure is the branched polymer. So branched polymer contains main chain and a small branch of same or different monomer. So the chain can contain a same monomer or else it can have a different monomer. Always the side chain bonded to the main chain. So there will be main chain compulsory. So to that the side chain will be attached. So no branched polymer will be there without a main chain. So it can be characterized in the terms of number and size of the branches. So we can say, we can classify or we can characterize the properties of the polymer based on the number of branches attached to the main chain or else number of the size of the branches attached to the main chain. So for this also I gave you an example as a polystyrene. So polystyrene is the best example for the branched polymer. And finally, the cross-linked polymer, two linear chains joined by covalent bond tie all monomer together, can't flow past one another. So here we have a two linear chain monomers. So that linear chains mostly bonded by covalent bond. So if we are heating that polymer, they won't melt, they get charred. If we are dissolving in a solvent, mostly it doesn't dissolve in a solvent, but if we are dissolving it a solvent, it absorbs the solvent and forms the gel. So these gels are used as a coating and adhesives and electronic parts. For example, all the switches are made up of a backlight. Backlight is a good example for a cross-linked polymer. Here I gave you an example for a cross-linked polymer. It's nothing but a backlight. There are two linear chains joined by a covalent bond. Backlight we mostly use in making the electronic switches. The best example for a cross-linked polymer. Next, we are going to classify the polymers based on how it behaves towards the temperature. If we are heating a polymer, it will react something. So, based on how it reacts, we have a two types. One is the thermoplastic polymer, and another one is a thermosetting polymer. So the first type, thermoplastic polymer, the polymers will soften on heating, harden on cooling. So if we are heating the polymer, it melts and softens, and if we are cooling the polymer, it hardens and shapens into a different shapes. So here no chemical change occurs on heating, so it can be recycled many times. Say for example polyethylene. So polyethylene we can heat, melt, and then we can cool, we can harden into different shapes. And the next type is a thermoset polymer. So this thermoset polymer is exactly opposite of a thermoplastic polymer. It can't be softened once they get solidified. If you are heating that polymer, it gets melted, but it can't be reshaped again. So only it softens and gets hard, but it can't be recycled again. While it can be, why? Because it is not recycled means chemical change occurs on heating. While you are heating, there the reaction takes place. So there the reaction takes place means that reactant has been converted into something else product. So you are not getting the original reactants there. So we can't recycle the thermoset polymer. Our example for the thermoset polymer are polycarbonates. Thanks for listening this video patiently. Thank you.